Saka, Timber, Rice Arsenal contract extension negotiation. Latest Arsenal's contract extension talks with Bukayo Saka have progressed and are advancing, with the Gunners also optimistic about Jurrien Timber and planning to extend DeclanRice's deal next. To tie Bukayo Saka down to a new long-term deal have progressed and are continuing to advance amid a growing expectation an agreement will be reached. Saka will reportedly become one of Arsenal's best-paid players when the deal is confirmed, though he's already one of the club's top earners. With negotiations for those two going well, Mockbell reports that Declan Rice is set to be next. It appears formal negotiations with Rice's camp haven't started yet, but it's not set to be long now. As it stands, Saka has a deal lasting until 2027, whilst Timber and Rice have contracts ending in 2028. Saka is obviously the priority, and it seems his new deal is also the closest to being done. With Timber and Rice, Arsenal are just making sure to stay ahead of a potential future problem. Arsenal have already extended a few contracts this year, with the likes of Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, Miles Lewis-Skelly, and Ethan Nwaneri all signing new deals. David Raya and Leandro Trossard also received pay rises before the start of the 2025-26 campaign, but neither lengthened their existing contracts. To get Saka, Timber, and Rice all extended this season as well would put Arsenal in a great position for the coming years.
With Arsenal clear and rivals stumbling, is the Premier League title race over? Mikel Arteta's side have experience of being top of the table but have been unable to finish the job in previous seasons. All the signs point to it finally being Arsenal's season. But given that they have spent almost 800 days top of the table since last being champions in 2004, nothing will be taken for granted at this stage. After an outlay of more than £250 million in the summer, Mikel Arteta has a formidable squad that has been able to cope with injuries to important players such as Kai Havertz and Martin Odegaard, a problem that derailed them in 3 successive runner-up finishes. There is also a new steely determination epitomized by their meager defense, which has conceded 3 goals in 13 games in all competitions and only 1 from open play. A group that has learned and grown from its experiences is highly motivated to go one better, starting with their manager. The question is whether Liverpool or Manchester City can recover to sustain a challenge that could make Arsenal nervous, especially if Victor Gyökeres continues to struggle for goals. They have managed only 5 from open play and are heavily reliant on set pieces, although stopping Gabriel Magalhaes and co is easier said than done. Ed Aarons: it's probably too soon to anoint Arsenal as champions, but their form makes ominous reading for the rest of the crowd, especially their defensive record. Gyökeres, Ibaraki and Martin Zubimendi have strengthened Mikel Arteta's side, but solid foundations are the significant pieces of the puzzle. For a while now William Saliba and Gabriel have ensured the soft center is no more. Arteta's old boss, Pep Guardiola, is surely his biggest rival for the title from here, with City capable of going on a similar run. Erling Haaland's prolific form, he is the Premier League's leading scorer with 11 and has outscored 8 teams, means City simply cannot be discounted. After defeat at Aston Villa on Sunday, Guardiola insisted he was far from reaching for the panic button when asked about the gap to the summit, clearly enthused by elements of his side's display. On another day City could have won and only 3 points would separate the sides. Course the race is not over. Aside from the obvious, the clocks have just gone back and all the teams have 87 points left to play for. Reservations over Arsenal's ability to go the distance are well founded. In their favor, the league leaders are more experienced and resolute this season with greater strength in depth than their rivals. But Arteta's side have a reputation as nearly men for a reason. Their injury record is poor and whether they can handle the pressure of leading from the front is unknown. There is also a sense that Arsenal have edged clear thanks to the inconsistency of the competition rather than outstanding form. Arsenal's defense is the Ebenezer Scrooge of the Premier League and the telling bellwether of why Arteta's team may well be crowned champions. Liverpool's 4th consecutive league defeat on Saturday, at Brentford, leaves them 7 points behind the Gunners and in a freefall a seemingly flailing slot is struggling to arrest. Of the other traditional contenders, City also lost at the weekend as Guardiola continues to rue the anterior cruciate ligament injury Rodri sustained last September. Rodri was missing at Villa with a hurt hamstring, the latest problem hampering his attempt to regain consistent fitness, and it was notable that Guardiola eschewed the supposed deputy, Nico Gonzalez, for Tijani Reinders in the 11, then replaced the latter for the former on 66 minutes, a sure sign the manager remains unsure who best fills the Rodri role when the Spanish midfielder is absent. Chelsea, the last team before City or Liverpool to win the league in 2016-17, also went down. Last gasp at home against Sunderland, and their 8-point deficit to Arsenal vitally, th.